Alright, Tickety Talk World and the YouTubes, bear with me, might take some people with a wee bit more of attention span, but it will be worth it, I promise you. So remember Divide and Conquer? Remember Divide and Conquer? Well, that is what we're witnessing right now, and I want to explain why in my idea, right or wrong, love it or loathe it, my idea how to stop the divide and conquer, cancel the old system, which isn't failing, it's working perfectly, and start a new one, because the system is self-serving and serves the few over the many, and I'll give you the facts, fingers, numbers, parties, the divide and conquer players, and why I don't participate in it. I'm not willing to join a group, and I'm not willing to start a pissing competition or just sit around endlessly bumping my gums playing their game. So, I shall explain, and in purposes of getting it on the Tickety Talk World, divide and conquer, member berries. So let's look at the figures, right? We stay in a country of 66 million people, roughly. Now, we have 44 million, ballpark, registered voters of those 66 million. In the last general election, 67% of those 40 million voters voted, aka only 26.8 million people bothered getting off their arse and actually participating because they felt the system actually had something to do with them. Now, of that 26.8 million, the Conservatives got 43.6%, aka 11.7 million. So how do you like those figures? We stay in a country of 66 million people, and we're ruled and governed by a Conservative Party that only got 11.7 million votes. And then as that Conservative Party went on, we've had the likes of Bobo Johnson and that guy for Star Trek that we've got there just now. Is it Star Trek? Aye, Star Trek. I was getting mixed up between Star Wars and Star Trek, you know. But anyway, so what to do about it? Now, before I say what to do about it, because it's vote us, not them, and I shall explain, look at the groups that's polarised, not only our country, right, because the interwebs, which is the mainstream media, the internet, social media is mainstream media. Snap out of it. I know the internet tells you the TV lies to you and it doesn't. It's lying to you. The internet is TV on steroids. So, before I go on to what to do about it, let's look at the polarisation of a few nations. France, Le Pen. Scotland, SNP. England, UKIP. Lib Dems. Greens. Some other party that's formed now. That's very right of centre. Let's put it that way. Over in America, we all know, America being the biggest reporter of this bullshit. We all know what's happening in America. I want Trump to get in for entertainment value, because nothing will change, folks. Yeah, nothing will change. So, what to do about it and how to stop this divide and conquer and this polarisation. Now, within this divide and conquer, the ruling governors with consent, that's what they'll stand up in public and say. How did they get this consent? Where's their contract with this public that they say they have consent from? Well, this consent comes through people participating in the system's polling booths. Now, what did idiots sign back in the day before people could sign their own names and they were illiterate? They'd put an X. That's exactly what everybody, in my opinion, idiots are doing when they bounce up in the polling booths. They're putting an X, creating a social contract between us and them, which means that the small elite groups can stand in front of us and say we rule, govern, police by consent, so on and so forth, and all the institutions that are in place that rule, govern, and polices, so on and so forth, can do so. And they stand up there with a straight face and say they do it by consent. So in this country, they've got the consent of 11.7 million people of 66, and they say they rule by majority. It's fucking hilarious. Up is down, left is right. We're ruled by a very small minority. And even within that small minority, they're ruled by an even smaller minority. Circles within circles, folks. Right, so what do you do about it? General elections, this is where they get their social contract. So, I've done it in the past. Bounce into my BoobTube channel, those on the TikToks, and look for a playlist, Vote Us Not Them. In fact, it's even on my TikToks. When the police came up and told me to stop calling it the real election, it was confusing people. So next general election, rather than everybody protesting in one place, allowing the riot squad, the riot police to control that nice and easy like, everybody go to their own polling booths, stand next to it and say, vote us, not them. No leader, no pissing competitions, anybody's ideologies getting shoved down your throat, and no polarisation. Just a coming together under the understanding that the system ain't broke. It's working perfectly. It's not serving us, it's serving them. So let's take our consent back. Let's take our power back away from them. Now, I don't know what will happen after that. We don't need to get together and fucking create new systems, new institutions, happy days. But it's better than what we've got now. So rather than bounce about calling for revolution, this, that and the other, and fucking everybody come here, look, we've got hundreds of thousands. The system is set up for that. That's what they want you to do. Look at the Iraq War. If what happened around the protests around the Iraq War didn't tell you that you've got fucking no say no matter how many people take to the street, then I don't know what will. Right? So how are we doing for time here? 6 minutes? That's okay. So as I said, vote us, not them, next general election. I done it before. Here's my polling box. Nanny State polling box. And I just stood next to my polling booth with my bits of paper and asked people, who do you want to vote for? Do you want to vote for us, not them? Well, who am I voting for? Nobody. But it's a coming together. It's a contract. It's taking away our consent. And if more people come to our box than their box, then they've got an argument on their hands. Then they can no longer stand up in public and say they rule and govern with consent, because they don't. And we've voiced that. We've proven it. If the figures I've just wrote out to you don't prove it, they don't rule and govern by consent. They just need to get 11.7 million house niggers and they're in. Right? That's how democracy works. The system ain't broke, people. It's working perfectly. Anyway, I'm out. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Look, and I've said this before. This is why I'm disillusioned. This is why, I don't know, man, there's no, like, I like to have fun. It's all about balance, innit? I don't mind having a wee bit of fun. Somebody said to me, release the beast and all that, and I just wanted to say, mate, I've done it. Been there, done it, got a t-shirt, said it 1,000,001 times, fucking live shows for fucking years upon years upon years upon years. You end up just preaching to the choir. The most people you're preaching to are too scared to leave their computer screens. The people who do leave their computer screens all congregate in one place with no ideas. They just shout fucking slogans for the singer and for the leader. No, the guy or the woman that's won the pissing competition. I'll give you a fucking example. I once turned up at a Free Palestine protest, whatever, rally, whatever you want to talk about it, right? And the guy was up there, man, I was like, can I get up and speak? He was like, as if I'd shat in his face. You know, scared in case any cunt else gets, he's up there for the limelight. No, because he cared about the Palestinians, the Palestinian cause at the time. He was there because he loved the pissing competition that he'd won. Oh, I'm the leader of this group. If you want to come into this group, you need to go by me. And I see it so many fucking times in all of the different groups that have been created. The Truther group, the left, the right, the UKIP, the fucking other parties. Fucking hell, man, get bamboozled with other people's bullshit and don't think for themselves because they're already too busy listening to people's polarised opinion for pigeonholes. Anyway, that's 9 minutes. I'm out, y'all. Have a good one. And thanks, my man, for saying that. I wouldn't have made this video otherwise, and it was good to get off the chest. But I hope you understand, mate. That's why I could make fucking content every day, but it winds me up more than it fucking does any good. And you're fucking preaching to the choir 9 times out of 10. All the algos are fucking set up to not allow anybody with important messages to get out there anymore. Alrighty, boob tubes. Yous have a good one. Keeps clips. And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell. And I'm out.